The bell above the diner's door jingled softly, but in the quiet corner where the old man sat, it barely made a ripple. Lily wiped her hands on her apron and approached with the steaming bowl of chicken soup. "Here you go, Mr. Harris," she said, her voice gentle. "On the house today." He looked up at her with tired eyes, the kind that had seen too many winters. "Thank you, Lily," he whispered. There was something fragile about him, like a candle flickering in a storm. It had been another long day, orders piling up, customers rushing through, but Lily had a soft spot for Mr. Harris. He always sat alone, never asking for much, always tipping what little he could. She smiled, ruffling the edge of her apron, and left him to his soup. Minutes passed. Lily wiped tables and refilled coffee mugs, her mind on the pile of bills waiting at home. That's when she noticed him standing near the door, a small envelope clutched in his shaking hands. "Lily," he said, his voice firmer now. "Could you come here for a moment?" Curious, she approached. He handed her the envelope. "For you," he said. "Open it when you're alone." Heart racing, she slipped into the back room and carefully opened it. Inside was a single card. On the front, in elegant script, one word: Heir. Lily blinked, confused. She looked up, but Mr. Harris was gone, leaving only the faint smell of soup and old wood. At first, she thought it was a joke, some strange old man's idea of fun. But then she noticed a folded letter tucked inside the envelope. The handwriting was shaky but deliberate. "Lily, your kindness hasn't gone unnoticed. In this small world, compassion is rare. I have no family left. Everything I've built, everything I've saved, I leave to you. Not because you asked, but because you showed humanity when it mattered most." Lily sank into a chair, the weight of the words pressing down like a sudden winter chill. She remembered all the afternoons she had spent listening to him talk about his life, offering a warm smile when the world outside was cold. She remembered how he had laughed softly at her clumsy attempts at small talk. She realized now that those tiny moments of care had mattered more than she could have imagined. In the weeks that followed, Lily discovered the extent of Mr. Harris's trust. A small house, a modest inheritance, and a letter reminding her that generosity always comes back in ways we cannot foresee. But the most valuable gift wasn't the money or the property. It was the confirmation that simple acts of kindness could ripple far beyond the moment they occur. As she stood behind her counter one busy morning, serving coffee and pancakes to strangers, she smiled to herself. The world felt bigger, brighter, and softer. One small act, one bowl of soup, had changed her life forever. And from that day on, she carried a quiet belief that even in the smallest gestures, we leave legacies, sometimes in ways we never know. The following morning, Lily couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Harris. She kept glancing at the card on the counter, the word Heir etched into her mind. She wondered why he had chosen her, an ordinary waitress in a small-town diner, to carry on his legacy. Curiosity, and something deeper, a sense of responsibility, pulled her to visit the address he had left in the letter. It was a quaint little house on the edge of town, surrounded by trees that whispered with the wind. It smelled faintly of old books and lavender, a comforting scent that seemed to speak of decades of quiet life. Inside, she found stacks of journals and photographs. Each page told the story of Mr. Harris's life, adventures, heartbreaks, triumphs, and the small moments that had given him joy. But what struck Lily most was a recurring theme: the people who had